What's up, everybody? Back again, Warp Charge Gaming. I'm George, here with Chris and the illustrious James Schaff. And
what is up, Internet?
To see ya.
Yo, 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 yo.
Yeah, episode 40 for real this time. I think I might have mentioned it might have almost been 40 several episodes ago, but it really is episode 40 this time. Pretty cool. Pretty stoked, like a nice even number, kind of milestone-like. I think did I hear you beating your cat in celebration, Chris?
Listen, man, there's a lot of milestones going on right now. You're getting older, you know, big 40k tournament, almost 2,000 subs. We're getting there. Sometimes you just got to beat the cat.
Things are happening. Chris beats his hat.
I'm sorry. When you said sometimes you got to beat the cat, I'm just having way too many visuals, bro. You kind of caught me off guard with that one.
I don't know. When you catch the audio, just know what Chris is up to. He's beating the cat. So,
I am raging over my games.
Yeah, this is the Thursday night talk show where we talk about tabletop wargaming, particularly 40k related, even though I would like to cover a few other games this episode if we can too, just based on what's happened this week. We're always trying to share what goes by each week.
There's other games.
Yeah, there's other games. Even though I have played a lot of 40k.
Damn right, Internet. There are a lot of other games.
Yeah.
You have been, man. I'm proud of you. You're fucking doing it.
What's up, Gordy?
I want to do more.
Yeah, man, I had a blast. Just because we have so much heavy 40k content, maybe we should just breeze in with covering some light topics of the games outside of that. James is sneaking a sweet model up above. I know that James has done some awesome artwork over the last week, kind of out of nowhere. The man's been so busy with kind of the usual. It was cool to see some outside the box stuff. Here's a beautiful Karnak that is a work in progress. James just shared with us. Damn! That's from the new, what's that box set?
Wrath and Rapture.
Wrath and Rapture. I can't wait to see the, was that the Slanesh? I want to see that new Slanesh Herald, man. That's going to be dope when you knock that out.
This one right here?
Yeah, what I got up right now is the War Boss you got. It's a War Boss on a bike, AOS model converted into 40k. It's looking pretty dope there, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with myself with those conversions because he did not have that backpack or claw or gun.
Here it is in his prime state, doing a rotation where you show off the conversion itself.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked on the conversion. That I had to start painting immediately.
What was the was there some challenges? Like what'd you have to do?
Actually, there wasn't a whole lot of challenges. It's just I was surprised how easy it was, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
I was just super excited about it. Because I have a tournament coming up this Saturday that snuck up on me. I thought I had 2 weeks. Instead, I only have 1 week. So I have 127 boys to paint, and this guy and a weird boy by next Saturday.
Damn, son.
Yeah, so that's where I'm like, man, I got a lot of anxiety out of today because I did not know I had all these to paint. So I'm glad I started on this guy because I just built him to set him off to the side. And I'm really glad I started on him. So he had a axe in the power claw hand, so I completely chopped off that arm. And this plastic power claw arm was more beefier in the bicep than the original Finecast model, because it's a named fantasy character. So I had to carve it instead of adding green stuff. I just carved it like I was carving wood or something, and redefined the under armpit area so that his arm would fit naturally. The other hand with the gun, his hand was already like that, but his finger was pointing out. So I took a lighter and got the resin really hot, and I bent his hand inwards and green stuff to trigger. And then I took 2 gun parts and made his gun. So that's how I made his gun. And then he doesn't really have a backpack or anything, but he has this thing normally for AOS. And I took a backpack off another War Boss, which really isn't his backpack. It's actually his whole back torso. But I carved away the back torso part, so it was only the scabbards of the shotguns, and I put that for his back. And then for the boar, I scarred up his face, and I cut Necron bits to make him look like a cyborg boar. So it all went together pretty easily. I'm pretty excited about it.
Very nice, dude. Very nice.
Looks good, man.
Chris was excited. I heard the cat getting beat, and
Yeah, cat was getting beat hard.
Gordito hollered out, said I had some feedback. Appreciate you shouting out. So got a screwed up episode 40's intro with some dumb feedback camera stuff, but I fixed the button. I pushed the button. It's fixed. And we had some friends join us, Pitspawn 8 and Edgar V. Those are some newer names that, to my recollection. Great to have y'all. Welcome.
Welcome.
Where y'all from? I'd be curious to know. I was just thinking, we're getting close to 2,000 subs. We actually went, it was like, I've been watching the number. It was 1953 and it dropped back. Like we lost like 5 subs. So I was like, oh, my Table Top Alchemy show on Monday must've kind of sucked. And they're like, screw this guy. I don't know. but it keeps ebbing and flowing. But I was like, where are all these folks from? And I wonder more about them. It's awesome to have people that want to be a community with us and share our experiences together. So James has been painting and making awesome stuff. Got a tournament coming up the next couple weeks or next week that dropped on you. Thought you had a couple weeks.
Yep.
And then Chris and I have been gaming a lot due to one, I've just been obsessed because I've gotten the Geller Pox. James finished those up. I've been showing those over the last few weeks. We dropped like 5 bat reps of Kill Team because last Saturday we had Nova Open Mission Kill Team Tournament. And I brought the Geller Pox. I actually got second with the Geller Pox, so I'm pretty proud of because they are a difficult faction to play with, I will say. And our good friend Connor on the channel often actually took first with the Harlequins, so that was pretty interesting. Out of 4 events, we've had 4 different factions win our Kill Team tournaments, and Harlequins took it this past one. Tyranids actually won the previous event.
Go Tyranids!
Yeah, just for funsie here, I got it pulled up. Now with the Geller Pox, you can see here the how I achieved second in the tournament with the Nova Open missions is I actually pre-selected all of my secondaries, and you can see on the spreadsheet here in green the secondaries for each mission I chose that are related to where you are on the board. So I did a lot of tactics that used the swiftness of the Eye Stinger Swarms and the Geller Pox mutants with their Geller shift ability. And I just got in all the table quarters of the board and was able to win with the passive scoring techniques using the Nightmare Hulks as just something to control the middle and be something beefy to kind of as a big distraction while my other units went and scored. And it worked out.
Those flies are good, man.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, and I've been using them a lot in 40K. Here's the list that I have been putting together. This is the list that I'm going to be using at the tournament we have at Battlegrounds. This is the 3rd year in a row that we've done a birthday tourney, if you will. My birthday's tomorrow. And on Saturday, we're going to run a tournament at Battlegrounds, also celebrating us moving into Battlegrounds. I'm getting ready to take the Warp Charge Studio. It's all packed up behind me, and it's going to Battlegrounds, which I'm extremely excited about, where we'll be hosting and filming at a much greater capacity. Here is that same list with the Geller Pox as the central focus next to Chris's Tyranids. We did a bat rep just a day or so ago. Actually did a twofer, one after another. You can watch both the first match and the rematch, and both had different outcomes, believe it or not.
Indeed.
In pretty severe fashion.
Yeah, actually, so I got a twofer in with Connor today too, and I kind of felt largely the same way today, honestly.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, I mean it's kind of a good feeling because I mean it means that I feel like I can bring my A game, but like it's obviously not like an auto win army, which doesn't exist. But like,
well, yeah,
it's good to see close games between people you consider good players. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. I just saw that Edgar was from Switzerland. That's so crazy. I don't know. I'm so curious, my friend, how you came to see us that we're live and how you got tuned in or found the channel. Just because always a curious thought. If you would be so kind to share. But very cool, man. Thanks for joining us from the Swisses there, the Switzerlands. I can't say anything.
Indeed.
I can't swish the name around.
Dude, it's been colder here the last 2 days in the top of the Alps in Switzerland.
It's been hella cold
today.
It
is like shocking cold with the polar vortex going on. That is.
You quiet your mouth. You don't even have room to talk.
It's warm here compared to you guys. I'm not like I'm hating the cold, but I have no room to talk. Like I missed the negative sign when you mentioned in chat that it was like negative 20 something degrees. I was like, oh, it's the same temperature. Like, no, like it is 40 degrees Fahrenheit colder, and like, woof.
Yeah, man, it was real bad these last couple of days. I mean, our house has been set to 74, like our heat, and it's been pretty much 64 in the house just for the sheer
I was
fact
gonna
that,
say,
like, the wind, like the furnace cannot keep up with how
it's
cold
fighting
it is
it.
outside. It just has been constantly running. When it goes nighttime and like we're asleep, we wake up in the morning and it's like 58 degrees in the house. Like we start boiling water to like warm it up. It is crazy.
Damn, son. Well, damn.
That sounds awful.
It is cold in places.
It's okay though, because like tomorrow is the end of it, and it'll be warm.
Chicagoland is grimdark.
Well, we'll be coming your way soon after the cold passes, hopefully, for Adepticon. Looking forward to seeing all our friends out there in the Wargaming.
Looking forward to not driving there in a blizzard in a fucking sled.
Dude, hey, it might still happen though, because like our marches, especially the end of March, is real hit or miss. Because like there's some times where it's gory just the end of March. There's other times where
all I
it's
know,
still snowing. But most likely what's going to be happening is you hit our rain season where everything's just flooded.
Ollie is driving from what I can tell, and if that is the case, I am riding with him in an SUV. I'll pay for gas. That's okay.
But yeah, we got a lot to cover, so we'll keep it rolling here. We want to talk about the new Colt update, obviously.
Oh my God!
So hype on Colt. Hype on Colt.
We're gonna hold our reins for a second. I'm just gonna rant a few more bits of news. So we got the tournament coming up, and we're getting moving into Battlegrounds tomorrow. I actually spent the other day going through their terrain and kind of making an inventory, looking at all their different maps and what there was to work with. I'll just flash by some of the tables I set up. I'm going to be taking kind of a responsibility for the 14 tables in the store and making sure that they're always kind of ready to game. I really like this fantasy table here and these cool bits of forest that they have. But it was really fun to see all the terrain they had, take them out from the different locations, the boxes and the shelves, and kind of make the boards something that I thought was cool and very playable. The Battleground staff is excited to see the boards as a very welcoming gaming experience ready to go. And I can't wait to be able to feature a lot of
super cool
and these mats on the channel. Us moving into the store is going to give us a ton more options with terrain, not to mention players and factions. So that's going to be super cool. Also got to play our buddy KC from the Wobbly Modelers this week. He brought a Thousand Suns Death Guard force against the Geller Pox. And
is KC making the event, do you think? I know at least one of the Wobbly Modelers is.
I believe he is coming. Yep, he should be making it. And then we see Austin making it as well, which we got some. He's a primo player, man. He's on Team America. So
Team America. Yeah, no kidding.
America.
Here's just another shot. I actually did I pretty handily took care of this army. It was funny, Chris, you had mentioned about the in our battle I had done him wrong with Epidemus. Epidemus doesn't collect plague tide points for whenever I have my stuff die unless it's killed by a Nurgle demon itself.
Correct.
Which, funny enough, one of our YouTube commenters actually beat you to it. They had let me know nearly right away. But within it was pretty cool. I believe it was Chicken Bone. Nah, Chicken Bone was on a different video. But somebody, it's funny how the YouTubers like to say like first on a video. Somebody tagged it like 3 minutes up.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is fun.
I'm always surprised. Honestly, there was a while where I was botching badly the Biovore Spore Mine rules. I feel like it took us a long time before we got a comment that was like, "You're not playing this right."
Right. Yeah, it goes down. It goes down. It definitely not the first time that you get glazed over your eyes when you're like, "Ooh, that really is awesome. I'll take it." But final bit of news just went down. We had the Kill Teams tournament last Saturday. We're moving into Battlegrounds. We've got a 40K tournament on the 2nd this Saturday. Best Coast Pairing ITC official, last of the 2019 season.
You should come because like just already registered in Best Coast Pairings. There's already, I think, like 27 or 29 people. Like we can realistically push this into like a 52 person range if we like had enough people show up.
I have a feeling from what I've from the outreach I've heard from that aren't in Best Coast that I feel like we're going to hit 40 pretty comfortably, which I'm really excited about that.
I honestly expected that because I feel like this is just kind of mentality in my own head. I feel like we can expect 2 people that are registered not to show up and at least 10 more to show up than haven't registered.
What's exciting, man, I talked a little bit about this on the channel, I think last week, but I talked to Battlegrounds this previous Sunday and I think I'm arranging a schedule to pretty much set up full-time tournaments every single weekend, going back and forth between 40K and Kill Team, basically doing like 40K or like Kill Team. I want to do 40K on the first weekend of the month, each month going forward throughout the year. And then Kill Team tournament, then like do a 40K friendly, like 1,500 points, 1,000 points, team tournament, anything that is more about the good times and more friendly to the regular Joe. The first 40K tournament of the month would be a standard, ITC competitive style.
I would love to see an escalation tournament.
Yeah. I think we should, and that's what I want to throw that into a once a month. I want a regular situation. I want to be able to show a long calendar that people can plan for a long time coming, and really have their year integrated by having an organized schedule for you guys and throwing some great events. So I'm really looking forward to kicking up the events. I threw a lot in 2018, and I'm excited for what's to come especially with the Stream Rig being in the store. Another game that I really want to cover starting this past weekend, I had an amazing time playing Gaslands. I just threw up a board. Got this custom road here. There's this game called Gaslands. It is amazing. You play with the scale of Hot Wheel cars, and it's basically a death race. It's very Mad Max-like. It's exactly like the movie Death Race. It's like Mario Kart for adults with miniatures. But man, it was so fun. It was basically Kill Team with the racing cars, because there's multiple factions, multiple drivers, all with different ways that they interact with the game and stats. And there was a lot of depth. It was a lot more rich than I could have expected for how affordable the game is. Because literally you just buy the rule book, and the rule book sets you up to just craft everything else and go buy Hot Wheel cars. So it's crazy. But yeah, don't want to go too off on that. Just know that I think the game is really tight, and I do plan on putting some of that on film. Once we're in Battlegrounds, we're really pushing for a 7-day-a-week video output. And
I wonder
yeah,
how this game compares to the Orc racing game.
Speed Freaks, yeah. Yeah, Speed
That's
Freaks.
just my first thought.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I wouldn't mind checking that game out as well.
We should.
I'm reading Shadizo's in Arizona, so can't make it. Chicken Bone says it's hard to watch all of the bat reps because we filmed too damn long of a bat rep. Our bat reps are long.
So, yeah, our bat reps are long, especially because we shoot them live. I feel like I always watch bat reps on like way cranked up speed anyway. At least me personally.
Oh yeah, you can't always just make it go, just speed it up, huh?
I find like even like reasonable length battle reps that are like, like 45 minutes, like super quick, like people still talk at a people pace, and I feel like I can process it faster than that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm great or anything. It's just like reading a book,
I'm curious, just out of simple curiosity, like taking a video and speeding it up to like max YouTube speed and before I even upload it. Just kind of
pre-upload, like starting it at an accelerated speed. Interesting.
That'd be pretty interesting, or pretty easy to accomplish, and I could probably pitch the audio so it doesn't sound like chipmunks.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you could even have the intro regular speed and speed up the actual game footage.
Yeah. Making better content is, in general, something that I'd like to do. Editing, I think getting out of the home studio and being in kind of a workspace, a business within a business, is going to help my productivity when it comes to, there's going to be a lot more games filmed, and that's going to be, I can't just dump game after game after game all in the same week. I'm going to start to have a backlog, and gives me time to edit those. So just looking forward to the future of the content for sure. But yeah, man, so that's enough of me ranting about everything that's been going on, and I'd like to open the floor to conversation about the cult, perhaps.
Oh my God, the Gene Stealer cult, man. Do you understand how good? Okay, so let's open the conversation with just for what everyone is going crazy with on the internet today. They gave Gene Stealer cult a 3 command point Agents of Vect.
Yep.
That has already been clearly been processed after the Agents of Vect FAQ because it specifically already mentions in the wording about having a model on the table. So clearly they'd seen some of the feedback with Agents of Vect and specified you have to have a model on the table that has this. But they still said, hey, 3 command points instead of 4. That is a specific Gene Stealer cult. It is the cult of the 4-armed emperor. Wait, maybe. Probably. Anyways, they actually have a ton of stratagems and different, brotherhoods. They leaked even just today all of the cults. Like one of them, Twisted Helix. The whole cult gets +1 strength and add 2 to all advance rolls with this cult creed. Solid. Other things, they leaked some of the relics. You can give a relic to a Twisted Helix model that increases attacks, toughness, and wounds of the bearer by 1. So for like a Patriarch, that bumps him up into Hive Tyrant status with the character rule. As a matter of fact, better than Hive Tyrant status with the character rule. He's faster on foot, and just lethal. Let's see, other ones. You can reroll hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by Pauper Princes. In a turn which it made a charge move, was charged, or performed heroic intervention. Most of the Gene Stealer cult has ways to get heroic intervention for their characters, as well as guard allies. Or discipline militants for Hive cult. Let's see. If you fail a morale test, half the number of casualties that flee, and if you fall back with models with this cult creed, they can still shoot, but with -1 ballistic skill, or -1 hit rolls. So you have the ability with Outfly to mass take your scoring infantry, which is basically like Astra Militarum infantry. You have kind of a guard cutoff mechanic where you can also still shoot without spending command points for stratagems. That's super good. One of my favorites, the Bladed Cog, the what's it called? Adeptor, basically the what are they called? The Tech Priest from Mars. Admech. It's kind of like the Admech planet Gene Stealer cult. They all get a 6-up invulnerable save, and models that have an invulnerable save improve it by 1 to a maximum of 3+. In addition, infantry models with this cult creed do not suffer the penalty for hit rolls with moving and shooting heavy weapons. Gross. I think there's like one more that I can cover that they actually leaked. I believe this is all of them. This is Rusted Claw. When making saving throws against weapons that have an AP of 0, or AP dash rather, or -1, add 1 to your armor saving throw rolls. It's like +1 to the roll. In addition, biker models do not suffer the penalty for hit rolls when moving and shooting heavy weapons, or advancing and shooting assault weapons. The bikes are gross. They move super fast. That vehicle last podcast that I said I think it looks fast. Yeah. It is fast. It is fast, 16. And it's a really shocking roll vehicle. It has a lot of support rules. Like you can take away cover save bonuses. You can add to your hit bonuses. You can actually make an indirect fire mortar fast-moving platform. We have all of the specialized characters kind of talked about now to some extent. There is a character bodyguard who's disgusting. The female Magus model is actually just a Magus. So the Magus models that are in production at the moment are a limited release. They only come with a board game. That's the only place you could have gotten them because there's not a model out for them. Dude, I can talk about the cult all day on this one. Obviously, I'm already talking everyone's ear off, but they even leaked the paint schemes. Everything they talk about with the Gene Stealer cult seems so good. And everything so far matches all of the rumors. There's a ton of leaks, even on the 40k competitive Facebook group, that match all the leaks I've seen so far. There was, what was the other big thing? Oh, yes. So we have confirmed that Cult Ambush is no longer working the same.
Please let me talk about this.
Go for it, man.
This is honestly something I am so excited about.
Dude, please. I love seeing the excitement. Go for it.
Dude, all right. So instead of like rolling on your chart like you used to, you now have these like markers. And like you get to put out the markers instead of the unit. And like you're just deploying your normal units like how you would. But instead of putting the unit down, you just put down a marker. And they come with the codex, so like a pop-out cardboard thing. And you don't just like reveal those tokened units until the end of your movement phase, turn 1, or the end of your opponent's movement phase, turn 1, whoever goes first. And your opponent can't get within 9 inches of them. And then they leaked these stratagems. Well, I guess not leaked, but it showed us the stratagems.
They teased a bunch of them.
Where you can get for 1 unit 3 other like markers. And by doing that, like you now have, let's say, 3 units out. You do that to one of your units. Now you have 6 markers to your 3 units. And then there's another stratagem where you could put up to 3 units in reserves, like underground. So now you have these 6 markers, and you can basically screen out your units, like your stuff that's on the board physically. You can screen out with these tokens. And if they get too close to you, you can then be like, oh, well, these guys are now in reserve, and then come out turn 2 right behind them. Or if they don't come in close to you because you have all these tokens everywhere and they don't know where to do things properly because they don't want to lose key units, you now take advantage of that, and now you just put the guys where you want to and take over the board. Like, I think that's just so amazing.
Also, the classic cult ambush kind of still exists. It just exists in the form of a 3 command point stratagem, which some people think is a little heavy-handed on the cost.
No, not at all.
But honestly, considering some of the lethal sledgehammery units Cult has and some of the vicious teeth they have.
Are we saying 3 CP for turn 1 entry?
I'm not sure you can use it turn 1. However,
where you can guarantee that charge is coming off.
Yeah, it's basically you're guaranteeing you're getting a full movement with advance after you come in 9 inches away.
Oh, yeah. A guaranteed charge is definitely worth 3 CP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, you can basically do that with Cult. A lot of people are saying it's worse and better. So basically, right now with Cult spamming Primuses, you can at least get probably 2 guaranteed turn 1 charge or turn 2 charges immediately off the 9-inch. Just because of statistics and the way Cult Ambush works. This change, we don't have the dice roll right off the bat anymore, but you can still get, obviously, the turn 1 charge, just instead for command points, instead of for free. The difference is that the bad results on Cult Ambush are fundamentally gone. Because now, instead of rolling, 1 through 3, you're like, oh, well, I'll just place 9 inches away. And you can do that with the whole army, fundamentally. So it's like basically the entire army has deep strike potential.
Yes, that's so amazing. But this is where I think they need to FAQ it, or hopefully when the codex comes out, they explain it properly. Because the way that reserves work or having things in reinforcements, you need half of your stuff on the board. Now, if you're counting these like tokens as units on the board, does that count as half your units? Because like they show up
power level. I see what you're saying. That's actually, you're right. That's immediately problematic because half your units have to be on the board. But even going off of that, that means that you're committing a minimum power level to being revealed on the board.
Whatever. If I have 6 units that like I play these games with, or just 3 units, and maybe I take advantage of it with 1 unit because 1 unit has a certain power level, like it adds so much like guesswork in your opponent that like someone who loves like the close combat mechanics of the game, that game within a game, this allows me so many different like mental aspects to play with my opponent so that I can make them make a mistake so that when I get into combat, I'm hitting those sweet spots. Like, and then like I'm not getting the targets that I want to get into combat shot at. Like I'm completely dictating where I want them to go, what I want to be engaged with. And you're telling me for 3 command points, I can guarantee that I'm going to get the sweetest target I want. Oh my God. It's insane. And then that's just like some of the mechanics. You're not even talking about the independent like cults. Like when you get into those rules and those extra things, and then the fighting again. Okay, So you're telling me I have units that can fight normal that are badass, but then they can fight again just like any other units. But when they die, they can fight again? What?
Yep.
You're telling me I can make multiple different units like Berserkers, but better?
So, and that's actually one of the things where allies becomes a big thing for the new Genestealer cult with Tyranids, because Genestealer cult and Hive Fleet both have the Tyranid keyword, and all of the Hive Fleet Tyranid stratagems, well, most of them are worded to affect keyword Tyranid units, including Genestealer cult, which means the infantry stratagem to shoot twice affects Genestealer cult from Tyranids. It means the fight twice stratagem from Tyranids for 3 command points also affects Genestealer cult units, and it also means off the bat that the 1 command point when a character dies or a monster dies, they can fight for 1 command point when they die. You can immediately pile in and fight, which is gross.
Command point when you kill that enemy character. You can get D3 command points back.
As long as they have the Genestealer keyword. You have to have the Lictor or the Genestealer keyword for that stratagem. But, I mean, Genestealers and Patriarchs and Broodlords have that keyword. And, beyond that, so that's super good. Talking about the shoot twice stratagem, the Pistolier elite character that we've seen the rules for, the Kellermorph. 3 arms, 3 pistols. The pistol's 12-inch range. 2 shots each, hitting on 2s. If you hit, for every shot you hit with these pistols, you get another shot. I think you do have to roll for them, but, hitting on 2s, they don't generate extra shots. They can target characters. So that means that he's got 3 pistols putting out, 12 shots that on 2s, you could theoretically get 24 shots. Use the Tyranid stratagem, or 12 shots, rather. Use the Tyranid stratagem to shoot twice, and you could literally fire 24 shots at a character within 12 after coming in 9 inches away. I mean, literally, you can pick apart auras super easily. The pistol shots are also 2 damage a pop, by the way.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is now you're telling me these things I didn't even look into deeper. So you have ways to take away auras. You have ways to clear out screens. You have ways to make sure that your main units don't die
before
turn
this.
They can get into shit. And then you can tell me these tokens. You just get these tokens for command points to screen out because your enemy can't get within 9 inches of them. So you can literally use tokens to screen your army and not even cost units. This shit's blowing my mind when I think about it.
I love the image that got put up. It is a pinwheel of dicks, but I digress. I mean, literally. So before the new models,
this is my new symbol for the meta. This is the meta symbol. This is the same thing when you talk about Deathwatch Stormbolters or whatever. They're the crazy Deathwatch and Stormbolter guys with the new Bolter rules. You just dicks on dicks
cracking rounds
on dicks. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean
all right, get rid of the dicks. I've seen it for too long. Can't even look at the screen.
It's shocking because I mean, not just the pinwheel of dicks, but it's so good. Clearly, Genestealer cult's going to be awesome. Their infantry is good. A lot of the not Hive Fleets, but Brotherhoods are good. They've revealed how Imperial Guard are working, which is kind of a letdown because apparently they are restricting the vehicles. We won't be able to take Baneblades anymore.
Oh no!
I just really wanted to convert one.
Your dream.
But it's okay. So what they've done is your Brood Brothers Guard detachment now gets just flat +1 leadership, and they also all get the unquestioning loyalty rule, which is a gross rule. For those that don't know, all Genestealer cult infantry that have unquestioning loyalty, which is pretty much everything in the codex besides vehicles, it's either a 2-up or a 4-up, can basically choose to take the saves for wounds for characters within 6, both in shooting and close combat. It's like old school look out, sir, but just for all of your characters.
Yeah.
It even becomes difficult because for those of you who check out the 40k competitive threads, there's a lot more leaks out there, and I mean, to be frank, George has one of my warriors hostage, a beat up one that you see on camera. But dude, like rumored bone sword changes, like bone swords right now are AP -2, damage 1, strength user. The bone swords in Genestealer Cult Codex are supposedly, if rumors are true, +2 strength, D3 damage, and -2 AP, which I'm just like, that's such a huge boost. I love it. Like Genestealer Cult is going to be one of the best armies in the game, with or without Tyranids. With Tyranids, with some of the stratagems.
I'm trying to make them solo. I'm definitely planning on starting this army, and I'm going to do completely solo Cult.
Dude, and what's amazing with that is, like, speaking of that, though, is that if you have Genestealers, which are an elite choice in a Genestealer Cult army, and a Patriarch, that's the same thing as a Broodlord and Genestealers for Tyranids. You could have an auxiliary detachment of Genestealers using Genestealer Cult models. Easily. Like, it would literally cost you, like, just to unlock stratagems, 60 plus, 115 points. It wouldn't even cost you 200 points.
Yeah, see, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Boom.
I'm excited for this army.
I'm excited to see how they look when you get done with them.
It's going to take me a while. I don't see myself playing this army for like a year.
Yeah.
But hey, like, it's still going to be cool to have in my collection.
Oh, yeah.
And did you guys see the terrain piece that's coming out with Genestealer Cult, by the way?
No.
Yeah, what's that?
There's like this giant industrial like mining drill. It's crazy. I forget. It does something to movement in general. Like, I think moving within 12 of it or something, like seismic tremors. Like, you can move and take mortals. But then, like, you can pilot the controls with a model within range of it. It's a fortification, obviously. Tight. And like, it does like either a 12-inch or 18-inch like straight line, kind of like old Jaws of the World Wolf, kind of like dealing mortals. It's like just basically like a mortal wound battery piece of terrain.
Fun.
So it's like, oh yeah, all enemy units hit by this straight line eat some mortals. Yeah.
Yo, Chris, it looks like Shidizo got hit with the Baneblade Blues as well. He says that that sucks not having a Baneblade. He just got his last weekend. He was about to try it out.
Oh,
for the first
no.
time.
There's been one sitting in the case at Battlegrounds that has all of the gun bits that I've wanted to buy so badly because it would be so easy to convert up. And the only reason I haven't bought it already is because I haven't seen the Codex yet. I saw all the rumors saying that we probably weren't going to be able to keep it. And I was like, well, that's stupid.
It's a bummer, man. It's one thing whenever you get to bring your shiny new model to the table and it gets blown up before you ever get to fire it, but it's a whole nother.
Now I haven't seen
existence.
I haven't seen the Codex yet, so I can't tell you. Games Workshop has not come out and said you cannot run the Baneblade, but all of the confirmed rumors so far match up with the rumors that are unconfirmed, all on the same release schedule. I would be hard pressed. The only thing, even with Cult Ambush, we heard about this Cult Ambush change, but a lot of people heard the rumor initially that this was coming during chapter approved, not the Codex.
But now, I wasn't listening as intently as I should have when you went over this part. But like, you can still take. Are you saying you're not going to be able to take like a guard detachment with a Genestealer Cult detachment?
You will be able to, but they basically in the Genestealer Cult Codex, it's going to have, and we actually saw pictures of this months ago leaked, but people couldn't. Like, people were still arguing, like, oh, it could just be Photoshop, which is true. It could still be Photoshop. But it looked like a high gloss kind of finished page of this, image that basically said, hey, you can take these selections from,
there's like X,
Y,
and Z, yeah, but not.
Yeah, exactly. It was like literally like a bullet point kind of like list. Like, these are the acceptable vehicles, and none of the Forge World is on there, and the Baneblade isn't on there.
That's an easy errata, though. It's they need to hit Forge World juice in the arm, anyways. And
yeah,
dude, it could still probably allow Forge World because like Space Wolves, it says like you can take these dudes, but like all of Forge World's okay.
Yep.
Like George is on that road.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that with the Wolves.
Yeah, it's just a moment. It's like, here's a little sentence for you. You're good to go. You know, so I think there's a bright hope. You know, if they can be involved with guard, then give the guys a Baneblade. Why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
like little weird like bug lizard people have giant tanks. It's no big deal.
Exactly.
Plus, I mean, like, you know, even in the fluff, like, there's stories of, you know, entire guard regiments that have been taken over by the cult. Like,
Right.
you're telling me that it's unfeasible they could have a Baneblade? Like,
Dude,
I
I
feel
think
like
they could have a knight. You know what? I think you should just give them 3 knights and say, hey, these are your knights.
So
I'm gonna run a Castellan and 3 Hive Tyrants.
no big deal. No big deal.
3 Broodlords.
Sounds great, dude.
Chris.
And then you could bring some Gene Stealers in from underground after you put out 9 tokens for your screens.
Oh man, even better, the Castellan with the Flamer and 3 Tyrannifex.
All right, Chris. You just gear down, big shifter.
No, he's going full bore, dude. He loves all the dicks.
Where's my dick image?
No, get away out of the dick image. You're not even licensed to use that.
Oh no! Don't get us sued.
We got sued.
It's
over
not worth the dick.
We got sued over the dick pinnacle. Damn it! All you got to do is Starship Troopers.
Dude, Starship Troopers is the best part. I just can't get past the like co-ed like shower scene.
Oh, dude, I have to do a single Gene Stealer cultist to look exactly like Neil Patrick Harris. Like, just get it out, just you know, totally like just like geared out in like a full like.
Nah, you do like a Magus that way.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because you know he was the psychic and all.
Yeah, that's true. You know.
Which card do I have behind my back?
So James, you said you had a team tournament. Just to go on to another subject, you said you played a team tournament, and
I'm going to be playing a team tournament this Saturday.
Oh, I thought that. That's what you want to discuss. Yeah, is there?
Yeah. Oh, it's a Adepticon style team tournament.
So
yeah. It's basically in prep of Adepticon. Obviously, Adepticon teams do not have their missions published, so they made their own missions, which are very similar to the Champs missions, which I really like. Champs missions this year for Adepticon.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they work is your tertiaries are the same for every game, which is solo blood, which is you kill a unit. In that turn, your opponent does not kill a unit that turn.
Okay.
And then there's line breaker, which everyone knows line breaker at the end of the game, get past their line and 12 inches to the board edge.
Mm-hmm.
And Vanguard is start a unit in your enemy's deployment zone.
Okay.
That's the tertiary, so pretty simple. And then the primary is if you, after turn 1, if you start on an objective and you control it, you get 1 point or 2 points. If you end the battle round or end your turn on an objective, it's 1 point. So you can get 3 points per objective each turn to a max of 30. That's the primary.
Okay.
The secondary is every 100 points is a victory point for kill point.
Okay, I like that.
So very, very simple. So like killing something every turn you don't have to do, so you can be a little bit more strategic about like, do you want to hit hard in the beginning or save your kind of potency to the end of the game?
Okay.
The objectives though is where the big thing is. What's great is it's a max of 30, so like someone can't just like absolute dominate and hold it for the whole game unless they just want to contest you. But I see it being very strong for Nurgle Demons because it's hard to get them off objectives. So they're probably going to get those 2 points in the beginning of the turn. And then if they already started on it, they'll just make sure they end the turn on it. So then they're going to get their 3 points. So if they do that to like 3 objectives for 3 turns, they're almost maxed out right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then since Adepticon's so huge, they have a differential. At this tournament, they're also doing a differential. So it's kind of cool. But the thing I have a gripe with is that Adepticon has it where if you are not the same faction or not battle forged when you're combined forces, you don't get your stratagems. Like there is no like starting stratagems. And the way their detachments work for teams is they have their own house detachments. So like instead of a battalion, it's called a base detachment where it's 1 to 2 HQs and 2 to I think 4 troops, and then you can have one elite, one fast.
And this is unique to the event. This isn't Adepticon.
Yeah.
This is where they're branching.
No,
off.
this is how Adepticon is for their 4-man team.
Oh, for the 4-man. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're using the same rubric of building your army. Okay. But my gripe is with Adepticon because they're using the same rules.
Yeah.
So my team, for instance, is all going to be like mixed hybrid because it's a bunch of buddies with their armies just bringing it to Adepticon. We all don't have like the same exact army.
Right.
So when we build our own individual army, whatever we have from that detachment is our command points.
Right.
And you can only have one detachment. So like the max we're getting is 3 CP. And like I can't do anything with 3 CP. Like my partner can't do anything with 3 CP. But when it comes to other armies, they're getting their battle forged extra command points, and then they can share command points.
Yeah.
It becomes just a little unfair for those that have like the same faction as their buddy. We're just playing with what we got.
Yeah, a little lumpy town there.
Yeah. Like they need to figure that out. And I mean, even with GW, they fixed the detachment so they're not 3 command points for a battalion. It's now 5 points for a battalion. Like it'd be totally cool if we both got like 3 Battleforged CP for making our list, and then we had our CP for our detachments, and then we just couldn't share them. Like I'll take 6, he takes 6. We get 12 as a 2,000 point army. Like that's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could do all our tricks that we want to do. Our opponents could do their tricks, but now it's like, no, you're taking a 3 command point hit, and you can't share.
Yeah.
So it's just rough. Like as Khorne demons, I mean, you're telling me I'm never going to have the ability to fight again. Like I just can't, because I'm going to use the command point to deep strike. I got another command point to deep strike my bloodletters, and then I have 1 command point left over.
Yeah, that really hurts.
And since they're only doing 1 warlord, we give him the warlord. Now you have to pay a command point for a relic.
Mm.
So it's like my command points are gone before I even begin the game.
Yeah, that's painful.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts. So like knowing that, it's like, man, there's no tricks to my army. It's like I'm just deep striking my bloodletters. I got some dog guns on board. I got some blood crushers on the board, and I got my characters. I get no command points after that. No rerolls, no extra fighting again, no messing somebody up when they perils, none of that. It's just, this is it.
Well, somebody that's the same faction, they're going to get a good chunk more CP.
Yeah, I mean, if it was 2 Khorne Demons attachments that are base attachments, they each would get 3, and then they get 3 for being Battleforged, so now they get 9 CP, and they can share it.
Mm.
So now you can deep strike each bloodletter unit. You can upgrade the banner.
They're really trying to force a friend, like a paired fluffiness there.
Yeah, and I guess it's kind of cool if you're super prepared like that, but I don't think that supports the community enough, because a lot of guys just get their buddies in. Like my very first tournaments I went to were team tournaments because I didn't know the game well enough.
Right.
So my buddy brought me along. I only had so many points I had. He had so many points he had, and we made a 2,000 point army until our collections. Well, my collection got big enough where I could then play at a 2,000 point game. So it was just like, man, that sucks. Like, granted, I'm painting all these orcs for my buddy who's going to be my partner, but his other army is Necrons. So it's like, I don't have Necrons still.
Right. Yeah.
It kind of blows.
Son of a bitch, James. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. It was kind of depressing today when we were like realizing like, oh, all these tricks we were planning on doing when we were building our army. Yeah, we don't get to do those.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah.
At
least you're gonna have cool looking HQs.
Yeah, your armies definitely look sweet. You'll be like, kind of, well, that's that's nice to be you, all Imperium.
But hey, what's great about this tournament coming up on Saturday is the Battle for Mediocre. It's the most prestigious award, so that's what we're going for. And last weekend, we played a tournament. That's a battalion only tournament. No Lord of War, 1,500 points.
That's the kind of like secondary tournaments I want to run. I want to run friendlies like that.
Okay, so that's what we ran. We had 16 players, and no, 12 players, I think. Yeah, 12 players, and every game was ending pretty quickly. Really interesting though, is they were playing true line of sight, not ITC. But the thing about this is not everyone knew that. because everywhere you play this ITC line of sight. So some tables they were playing it that way, some they weren't. So it kind of screwed over some armies. Helped me because most of my games we did play that way, not knowing. But because I brought just Khorne, well, World Eaters, and then I summoned in Bloodletters, it was a really neat dynamic because I was able to have more than half my army in reserve because technically my army wasn't fully on the list. Do you know what I mean? Like I had half my army in like on the table and half of it off the table, but I had some points that were reserve points that like weren't units.
Yeah.
So like I was able to kind of bend that kind of role. Since it was single battalion, I was able to summon Bloodletters with characters from Chaos. So I was able to still get my demons. So I was finding all these little loopholes within their restrictions to make this really like fluffy type list. And I had like really fun close games. Like my first game I won against our buddy. And honestly, he would have destroyed me if he would have been able just to like shoot at some shit. But the other 2 games, I won my second game by 4 points. I lost my third game by 3 points. Like super close games, and I was able to get the most mediocre.
Nice.
So I was excited about that going in, knowing I wasn't going to win anything, and then I get mediocre. Like that's so awesome when a tournament has like that type of prize.
I've definitely been. We did it at our last one. I've adopted it since. Really enjoying that concept too. So we'll have most mediocre at Saturday's event as well. It's a good prize. It's a good prize.
It's so good.
It's way better. It's way better than the last place one. I hate when they give last place like a different game to play award. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have, and it just feels like a slap in the face.
It is always kind of a bummer.
Yeah, because like if you did dead center, like you had good games, you had bad games, but like you probably weren't shooting for dead center, but you landed there, so you still walk home with like prize support. Like, I think that's the person that like has the most fun.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like way difficult to like gauge your way to the middle.
Yeah. But it's funny because at this tournament, everyone was taking bets on like shots because of the bar next door. Like, you're going to buy us a shot if you get, if you like, it was like kind of Price is Right. Like, I bet I'll get dead center, like most mediocre. And if I do, you got to buy me a shot. If I don't, then I buy you a shot. And like everyone was kind of doing that, like on like side bets with everybody.
Nice, good times.
Yeah,
good times. Very nice.
I appreciate the tournaments that are like that.
Yeah, man, that's tomorrow. Or well, tomorrow is the prepare for the tournaments. It looks like it's going to be one of the bigger 40K tournaments we've done. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's super awesome. I actually am going to be bailing out on a tournament that's this Saturday in my area. They're doing Adepticon prep for champs, but I just don't quite have a list, man. I'm struggling on 2,000 points right now.
Well, hopefully everything goes great, James, and you can just tune in live, buddy.
Yeah, I will be painting, that's for sure. I got orcs to get ready.
Shadizo is asking, has anyone played Drukhari? If he's he might be asking the thread as well. Feel free to shout out there. But we actually have a couple of Drukhari players amongst the Warp Trojan gamers. Particularly Connor he doesn't do Drukhari and it's pure. And nowadays most of the time I see Drukhari, it's usually in some sort of mixed variety with the other Eldar shenanigans. But somebody that really does Drukhari justice is James Sheets. He has an excellent Drukhari army as far as it looks very cool. I haven't actually. It's usually they get destroyed, but he's usually playing kind of whenever you go kind of pure, Drukhari, it's definitely not quite as good as. I mean, hell, even Ali plays Drukhari at this point, but it's mixed in with a bunch of Eldar shenanigans.
Well, dude, Ali's high on the jets, all the flyers.
Yeah, he's having a good time with that.
It's madness. It is absolute madness. But I think it's a great strategy. It's a great anti-meta.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, fun to play. Like, you get to go wherever you want. You get to go assassinate things when you can kind of like put somebody on their boots. The aggression of the all like 5 flyer list like that, you really feel like you're constantly like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. But they go down. Those planes will go down.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, but it can definitely put somebody on their back foot quick, and if they aren't properly screened or prepared, then oh shit, there goes my HQ, there goes my warlord.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Shadizo's talking about the Drakari. Yeah,
Dude, the Ynnari, Dakari, Harlequin like madness, or the Altok, Ynnari, Drakari madness. Those three, when they're mixed together with the proper units, it is so nasty.
Yeah,
because their overlapping special rules are just gross.
Yeah, the grotesque are really strong units, especially when buffed properly with HQs. Really killy, really tanky.
Yep, very, very much so. Same with those Wraith hosts. They're pretty gross too.
How about them Funk Pop Marines? Not super into the Funk Pop Marines, the bobblehead looking Marines.
Oh, I'm not into any of the Funk Pop stuff.
Cheesy. I don't plan to use them in Kill Team Gordito.
Are those things like giant? You can use them as like mini knights.
Yeah. I am looking forward to Kill Team Arena hitting the shelves though here soon. That's gonna be a good time.
Isn't that this Saturday?
I think so. It's pretty much just Kill Team. It's just like Rogue Trader, but with basically new map, new missions. I mean, there's like nothing too new besides just a new setting to play within with a few new additions. But people talk about it like it's like, now I got to own this, now I got to own that, more rules. It's really just more Kill Team with a new environment. Another kill zone.
Is this things like most tournaments are adopting, or is it something that just kind of like you play at home?
Well, Adepticon isn't doing Commander like Command. In my opinion, I would like to see most all Kill Team events adopt Commander as the way to play. But even Warp Charge, and we threw a regular standard Kill Team. We're going back and forth with Kill Team and Commander. I think that Commander is the full game, and adding in the Rogue Trader elements, the ultra close confine rules that come in the arena booklet there is another way to play. I don't think that it needs to. It may be so good that the board is so well balanced that it should be adopted, but it's not like, again, you're not really, it's more of a board and playing with the ultra close confine rules and to be adopting the arena. It's not really unlike Commander where you're playing in almost a whole different way. So I don't know. I honestly think that the pay-to-play aspect of having to own a Commander board or own multiple arena boards, that is, I don't think that most tournaments are going to segregate their player base by only playing with people that have the arena set. If there was enough people in their community that had, at least 3+ boards of arena, then you could start to guarantee that even players that just showed up would be able to play on an arena board. So, I mean, that's really, because that's the thing, is that unlike standard Kill Team, even Commander, you can play on whatever sort of terrain features you set up for yourself, any sort of board you want. But the moment you go to play arena, you have to have that board with those doors to be able to implement the ultra close confine rules.
Gotcha. And that's what basically Rogue Trader is.
Yeah, so they're segregating anybody that doesn't have those boards to play on to make that a competitive setting, which I don't see that getting adopted.
Yeah, I don't see that getting adopted based off of what you just told me.
Right.
But if it did, you have Geller Prox would probably dominate that.
Oh, it makes my faction way better. I'm excited to play it. I'm definitely going to instigate playing it, but unless enough people get the board set, then it won't be sensible to hold a tournament with it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to play Commander though, but that is an interesting topic to discuss. There's some I've read on Facebook groups that some people don't like the fact that their meta or their local gaming group has become Commander only, and other shops are they won't latch on to Commander and still just play standard Kill Team. And so there's kind of a funny dichotomy there about just what is it doing? Is it making players split off from one another, and where people only want to play this or only want to play that?
That's what it sounds like, and now they're introducing a third dynamic to it.
Yeah,
get your subcategories.
Not stoked on it in that regard. I love the idea of an expansion game, but the way that they don't really properly. I mean, the fact that they make it seem like it's the way that you're going to play now, I don't really like that. Especially how they discontinued the original box sets and how they're like, you don't really know where they're going with it.
That's disheartening.
I'm sure it's going to be fun because it's a wonderful game that's not going anywhere, is like what I like to think. But the arena is definitely like I don't know how to feel overall about like what the intentions are behind the release. You know,
bummer.
It is what it is. I mean, it'll be fun, but I don't know how it's going to be in the competitive setting. Again, I wish that Commander was more. I mean, like in our scene, it is just whatever. I'm the kill team head leader around here, so it's just like kill team metas, whatever. Hey, what do you guys want to do? You want to play Commander? You want to play kill team? Like, it's not that big of a deal around here. But so I can't really say all around that I hope everyone adopts Commander. But if there's folks that haven't played it, then they're definitely missing out. And if they have bad feelings towards the expansions because they feel like the one game's enough and they don't want to ruin it, I kind of I typically am going to argue against that Commander or even Arena are bad for the game because they definitely have a lot of positives too.
Well, that's why 40k is just the best.
Don't get me ranting about 40k's ups and downs.
Oh, dude, the cash grab is the downs, like straight up the downs. But it's a fun game, man.
Oh yeah, I've had a good time playing recently. Myself,
I'm so curious in how your Gellerpox work in your list. Like, are they a key component, or is it more or less just the Plague Bearers?
They definitely do something. I've found them each game. They have done something that meant something. Pretty much the ability to end up somewhere else on the board. I don't really have that in my list. So the Nurgle demons, like I have the Denizens of the Warp, but usually it's turn 2 only. To be able to any turn be able to show up somewhere else on the board is not a terrible thing. Whether it's to contest an objective or to charge something that's just vulnerable enough to go charge, or
is it once a game or many times?
So you got the parasites, and then you got the Gellerpox mutants, the guys like the Mohawks, the 3 dudes.
Yeah.
The mutants, they can Geller shift, and for 1 command point, they can go anywhere on the board more than 9 inches away from an enemy, anytime in the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but they're only a 3-man unit. Now, granted, they got a 5-up invul and 5-up disgusting, but they're only 1 wound apiece with a 3-man unit that only do like 2 attacks apiece. It's nothing too crazy.
They're not meant to kill anything. They're meant to fucking disrupt shit.
Yeah, they're disruptors. And then the eye stinger swarms, the parasites, if you kill the unit, then for 1 command point, they can come back on the board anywhere you want, and you don't got to pay any points for it.
Oh, that's so good.
More than 9 inches away from the enemy.
That's so good.
So it's a fun sacrifice.
Does it count as a kill? Like, is it a new unit or is it the same unit?
It's like, what do you mean? Like, would they would still
like
count
how is it worded? Because like, does it count as like a kill point?
Yeah, it should be a kill point. That's the sad thing is that they definitely. I wish that they had. If they didn't count for victory points, it'd be dope.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because like Tyranids, for instance, if Chris was still here, he would contest. He would.
You're talking about the spores. The spores.
Like all the different spores, the mucilid spores.
Yeah, this is not like that,
spores.
unfortunately. That's the most common complaint about the Gellerpox is that you got these mindless swarms, but they totally affect you for morale, whether it's kill team or 40k, or for kills or whatever. They're super fast though. The fun thing about the flies and the parasites is that they one of them moves 10 inches and is always -1 to hit. And the other one moves 8 inches, but re-rolls its charges and 6-inch pile-in and consolidate.
Ah, that's cool.
It's terrible. It's not going to kill anything, but it's definitely going to get where you want it to go.
Dude, that's so cool.
So it's really fun. And then the Nightmare Hulks, the coolest of them, they're actually the worst. They do the very least and are just suck. They're like kind of cool. Okay, so they got a 6-up armor save, so that sucks. They don't have an invuln. They only got disgustingly resilient. They're 4 wounds apiece, toughness 5. But they only move 4 inches at a time. And you have to deploy them. You have to deploy the whole patrol detachment as one drop with Thrice Cursed.
Oh man.
And even Thrice Cursed kind of blows. But I mean, he's not 4 attacks, strength 6, -2, 2 damage.
So like shitty demon prince.
Yeah, the real shitty demon prince. But he's 65 points and he looks badass on the board. He also gives you 3 command points. So what's fun though, if you saw the latest Bat Reps, dude, the whole time I was like, Gellerpox is the reason that this is amazing. Everyone go buy a Rotator box today. Even though it's totally not the core of what makes anything work in the army, but I make Vulgar Thrice Curse the Warlord, which gives me 3 additional command points to only use on Gellerpox.
That's still kind of cool.
And it's just fun because I'll throw up a picture of the army again. It's just fun because Thrice Curse is the Warlord, and I have like this huge focus on the Gellerpox, but yet they definitely aren't doing much in the whole. A lot of times I just have them sitting behind a building just looking pretty. I won't even put them out to die.
I really like the idea of the ones that move. What is it? You said 8 inches.
Yeah, and roll charges.
In the 6-inch thing, because like. You can use them to slingshot, and I think that's just super cool. So let's say you charge into, so like you do your full move, you get a nice big long charge, and you can tail them out where they pass the unit, where the one just stays in contact. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like take advantage, and then you kill that unit that they're in combat with something else, like, and then you allow them to then activate when there's no units to go against. So then they can go 12 inches closer to the Neos model because they get the 6-inch pilot and then 6-inch consolidate. Like you could slingshot them into someone's backfield for last turn line breaker if you're going second.
And if they kill them, they can just come right back. And then the flies, if you only kill like 1 or 2 of the models, they get a free model back every turn.
Oh, that's cool too.
Yeah,
they got cool little rules that you could be a fucking asshole to somebody.
Yeah, they're fun. They're fun. By no means they're not like knocking down. They're not lighting the world on fire, but they're still a fun element.
Man, sounds like killy wise they suck dicks, dude, but like if they annoying as shit.
Yeah, they're great distractions. If they just gave them the demon keyword, it would make them incredible. Because then you could do all kinds of stuff. The moment that you could actually, well, even then, like we know that we can't use demon strats on non-demon faction keywords.
Dude, if they had the demon keyword, even just that normal tree would be a huge thing for
just Nurgle demon keyword for all the different auras and stuff that you could apply to them. Because if I could have Epidemus, I can't have Epidemus count their kills, which is just sad.
That is sad.
Because they're fucking Nurgle.
That's sad.
I know, and they look so demonic too.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is. If they just had that, it'd be fantastic.
Well, that's why kill team sucks in 40k. It's just how things need to be.
James, no.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You need to turn your frown upside down about Kill Team. You're playing 2 events at Adepticon with me.
Dude, I'm playing all day Friday. I have yet to still play Kill Team, and as soon as I'm done with all this stuff, I'm gonna finish Gordito's model, and then I'm working on our Kill Teams.
I'm coming early to your spot just to train you up, dog.
Dude, I need to go through a full Tumby ritual.
Yeah,
like I need like the full treatment. Like I need to go in there like Rocky.
That's
like I need to be sweating from just like the weight cut needed.
I had the tiger every day. I was singing him "I Have the Tiger," dude. Like I was making him fucking jog for his food and like late into the night. The Tumby experience is hardcore. But he turned out a champion afterwards. James, it was amazing. I still need to finish the Tumby Chronicles edit.
You've signed me up for 2 events for Friday. So, like, that's Kill Team all day, and that's 2 chances. 2 chances to come out a champion. Yep. And I don't care that you and Gordito in the same events. I'm taking you both out.
Whoa, man. Whoa.
Like, when I'm done with you guys, you're going to be like, he's not human. He's a piece of iron.
Do you hear that, Gordito? I mean, that'd be okay. I'd be pretty proud of you. But I'm not going down without a hardcore fight, especially since it'll be the Gellerpox you painted up against you.
Dude, I don't care. I don't care. No one cares. Yes, Radizo, I'm shooting all the shots.
We're going to get you.
You always miss the shots you don't take. So I'm shooting them all.
Okay.
Orc style.
Did you read the poster on the wall there?
Boring shots. Dude. Maybe not. I don't know.
Get him, Gordito. Well, I look forward to just seeing the Black Templars painted up, and just seeing your take on that little kill team there. It's gonna look really sweet.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I need to get some stuff to make a dope display board for them so that they're ready to go.
Yeah, man. I'm also super pumped to play on the kill team board that you've made over the last few months. It's been a long time coming to get on that beast as well. It's gonna be sick.
Hey, maybe I will, Gordito. Maybe I will. And we all appreciate some corn around here.
Oh man.
Want to melt fucking models.
Whoa, dude. Whoa. Calm down, James. That was nuts, dude. You guys see that shit? Damn.
Smells like plastic in my room now.
Yeah, your camera went blurry. You're like freaked out.
Dude. I got to keep it warm in this place. We got to burn models.
Jesus, dude.
I'm in the frozen tundra.
That was nuts.
Yo, you want to see nuts? I'll put this guy under flame.
Oh, man, dude, careful. How about these nuts? I thought that. I about
Whoa, don't show nuts.
Ooh, Shadizo says, sounds like pink slips on the line, bro.
Dude, I really want to play Army for pink slips. Like, that is like one of my 40K dreams, is to play like the best quality painted army and for pink slips.
See, it's a little bit more doable with Kill Team.
It is. But the thing is, I plan on like giving this fucking army to one of you guys, or Kill Teams to one of you guys. So like, I really can't do mine for some pinks.
Gordito said if you live nearby, you'd do that. Oh,
dude,
dang.
You better build a list, bro.
A list to lose.
Because you're coming to Adepticon, and we'll get in a fucking side game.
This episode is degraded into shit talk. We're at it now. It is like talking shit with our friends that are in the chat. Hey,
yeah,
fuck you, man.
I think we should probably call it an end. I mean, it's gonna start getting dirty.
Oh man, hey Gordito, you going down, bro? Fuck you, man. All right. Keep taking fun seriously. Catch you later.
It was so serious. Putting pink slips on that shit.
Burn your models, bro. But yeah, y'all, it's been awesome. I hope to see some friends at Adepticon. I hope with James and I and Chris, and I hope to maybe see some friends even this weekend at Battlegrounds for our tournament. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a brave new 2019 as I move the studio into Battlegrounds, and we're gonna just be going bigger and better with content. Table Top Alchemy, all kinds of good stuff. Catch us on Mondays for the talk show. Go check out those bat reps we were talking about. They got 5 kill team bat reps and a couple of 40K bat reps that are fresh off the presses. And catch us live this Saturday as we stream all day, hopefully, as long as the internet goes as it should within the game store in our new location. We should be streaming the entire tournament like we did for Battle in the Warp last year. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Gordito, for tuning in.
Guys. Hey, and there's no GW official model only bullshit on our stream.
Right?
What the fuck you want?
Yeah, come on. Chicken Bone, good to see you. Edgar from Switzerland, thanks for tuning in. Gordito's always big pimpin' up in here. Shadizo, the man.
Dude, hey, wish this guy happy birthday in chat. It's his birthday tomorrow.
What? Doing nothing but more stuff for Warp Charge and just doing it for the love, y'all. To making that stuff happen. That's all I want for my birthday is more 40K, dog.
Yep.
But yeah, y'all keep taking fun seriously. We'll see you here soon.
95,000.